The information presented is for informational purposes only. The opinions expressed are not necessarily the opinions of any Daikin company. This information should not be confused for accounting, legal, medical, or other professional advice. Please seek advice from a qualified professional for any specific questions.
Welcome to the Accelerated HVAC Success program. My name is Ben Middleton. I'm the National Sales Training Manager for the Goodman Amana Daikin brands. Today we are joined with Brett Freede, and he is with Interplay Solutions. Brett, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it.
So the first question I ask everybody that comes on the show, how in the world did you get into this industry we call HVAC?
Well, I first started out in just training for a training software company. And so I've kind of always been in adult training, adult learning, and I was doing that for quite a while in software. And then I saw an opportunity with Interplay Learning and working with the trades and now with HVAC industry. It's just kind of like a smooth transition that kind of led me with the software. And so it's something that, you know, just the passion behind it and just the industry and the hard work and kind of what everybody brings to the table as far as goals and opportunity for people to have career paths and advance their lives in kind of better directions is something that really kind of drew me to coming to where I'm at.
So we know one of the biggest challenges in the industry today is probably the skills gap that we have. Good news is I have heard that the average age of a technician within the industry has actually come down over the last couple of years, so that we're trending in the right direction. But there's still, I believe the last statistic I heard is the average age of somebody in the HVAC industry is still in the high 40s to the low 50s, depending on which region of the United States that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And so just getting more young people into the industry, there's people that are retiring out of the industry as we look at that. How does Interplay help solve some of those skills gap challenges that we have?
So that's a big focus that we try to bring to the table we have a slogan that we say, better careers, better lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we try to focus on with our technology and what we offer folks, where technology and being able to take advantage of what technology makes available to you is just having the availability and the access kind of at all times. And so with our platform being able to use computer, tablet, and also with the VR aspect of it, it really kind of piques the interest of folks that are younger and some of this younger crowd that we're trying to bring into the industry and allows dealers and contractors to have the opportunity to bring them in as a green tech and then create that culture of growth and career pathing and hopefully keep them on board and retaining those folks. And then they can keep that going and giving them the opportunity to, you know, they gain that knowledge and there's more trust out in the field and it hopefully gives these dealers a better opportunity to advance and get more, be more profitable. But in that turn, it's allowing them to train and be resourceful with what they have available to them and close that skills gap. So they're not relying on these older techs all the time with ride-alongs or shadowing. You can counter that with training in maybe like a training lab environment where they can utilize VR, or maybe they can take this training on their own time. Or when they're in there, maybe they're on a truck and they're kind of some downtime in between jobs, they can utilize this in a more frequent and ease of use kind of situation. And so it allows them to gain that knowledge and that kind of the one thing we try to keep in mind is the top of mind mentality of it sinks in quite a bit faster. And so closing that ramp up time and closing that skills gap is something that really helps with.
So we partnered with Interplay. Goodman Amana Daikin partnered with Interplay back in early or late 2018. In the beginning of 2019 was when our very first simulation was made available to the industry. And we've just been, ever since then, we continue to build out more and more courses that we have. We have a great library of courses that have been established. Which consist of over 117 different lessons, I think, last time that I counted.
Sounds about right.
And so we have the Goodman platform, we have an Amana platform, and then we also have a Daikin platform that contractors can access. And we've made that available to the entire industry.
Yes.
Working with you guys. And so we have a lot of fun with that. But then you guys also have your full general catalog that you put together. I don't even know. Do you know how many lessons are in that?
We have close to 300 courses now. And
Uh-huh.
so, what our courses bring to the table, it's a combination of simulation based and video based,
Hmm.
and then you have knowledge checks. So, we just try to mix that up to kind of keep the interest and kind of give people the ability to be interactive, but also obtain that knowledge through video based, where they just kind of can watch a video, get knowledge checks to make sure they understand the information, and then incorporate those simulations in there where they can be more interactive with that course, a little more hands-on, increase that muscle memory aspect of it. And so our catalogs, I mean, not just HVAC. I mean, we touch all the trades. So it's training for the trades mentality is
Hmm.
what we have. And so you have plumbing, you have electrical. We've even dabbled in like professional development, which is huge. We have some safety. So our goal is to help the trades as a whole. And so we can help these companies and help these techs improve their lives as they want to grow, and also help with career pathing. And we have opportunity within our company to speak with industry experts and folks that can kind of help point them in the right direction to help grow their companies and grow their employees and help them go down certain paths to just improve their lives.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that's really excited me about Interplay is the fact that you have it's an omni-device type platform.
Yes.
So I look at our platform today. We worked with you guys in all of those NATE prep courses,
Hmm.
and so there's a lot of video there. And to your point, an employee can access this when they have downtime in between a call, so they can just go into their library. Their service manager or the owner of the company can assign courses, and so when
Yes.
they have time, they can complete those courses, and they can actually track, how the employee is progressing through those assignments that they have. And then there's also some interactive stuff that I can do on a screen. There's assessments that can be done.
Yes.
We put out our Goodman side discharge assessment
Hmm.
last year, and so that's a way that somebody can go in there and show that they actually have retained the knowledge necessary to perform a certain task. And so that they can do actually from a smartphone.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, so we've logged in, and so you can do that, and then you can access it from a PC or a desktop, even if they have a station that's set up in the office. And then the 3D spatial learning
Yes.
is where they can go into VR and actually put on that headset and get the muscle memory and everything inside of there. Um, what trends are you seeing as you look at how technology is evolving? What happens with memory and retention using those various different forms of learning?
Well, what it does is it helps folks to just grasp that information faster.
Hmm.
And so the repetition is huge. And so when you give somebody the opportunity to take it on an omni-device situation where they can take it on a computer, they can take it on a tablet, they can take it on their phone when they have some downtime, and the VR aspect of just kind of the next level,
Hmm.
where I will say not everybody is ready for VR
Yeah.
because it's a different experience. But a lot of times when they experience that and they get in there, they adapt to that and they understand that, okay, this is a pretty cool situation, a pretty cool thing that I'm using. And they get in there and it's that muscle memory, like I mentioned, and then they can take that into the field, whether they're shadowing or training in the field, and that information just is retained a little bit faster. And so when you can speed up those processes, it can help people to grow and understand and complete that training in a faster amount of time. And the goal is to get them out, on their own truck and, doing their own thing, and people on multiple jobs instead of doing two on one. And then also have the knowledge and the understanding that they're going to they're going to get it done right the first time. So we don't have to go back to this job multiple times. They understand what they're doing. They've gone through the training that we put them through. They've taken it multiple times through that repetition, and they're going to get it done right. And more times than not, that's what we hear when we speak to dealers that have really bought in, and they've bought into the culture of training and implementing what we provide to people with the resources we provide, and also what you all provide to folks to better their
Hmm.
company and just kind of grow to be a better overall company with financing and marketing and just the total package. When folks buy into that and they make an effort to do that, they typically will see results that benefit them. And so it's just when you utilize those resources and especially with training to increase that knowledge to make people more confident, more knowledgeable on the job, it just kind of trickles down and kind of moves forward where they see better profitability, they see better efficiency, and it's just an overall better situation for that company.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our contractors, and he was telling me, they put a system in place. They hire a brand new employee. They tell the employee if they're going to be an install helper, and
Yes.
maybe they don't have much experience in the industry. The old way of doing things was, okay, you're going to go with a lead installer.
Yep.
Now the lead installer really is doing the whole entire job. Plus, they're being slowed down because they're supposed to instruct this brand new helper that's on the job with them.
Yep.
And so the job just ends up taking a lot longer to get done. And it almost penalizes that lead installer. It handicaps them
Mhm.
for that particular job. But what they changed is they said, okay, you have to complete the setting and leveling the unit lesson 10 times.
Mhm.
So now when they go out with the lead installer and the lead installer says, hey, go set the pad for the unit, they've done it 10 times in VR. And so they know exactly what the lead is telling them to do. The lead can go do some other things that they need to get done. And this person is following the steps exactly the way the owner wants them to do it. And so it speeds it up. It makes sure they have less callbacks. It makes sure that that just getting that tech up to speed is really shortened the amount of time that it takes because they're able to do this training in that 3D spatial learning environment.
Yep. And I'll say this, I've spoken to a few folks, and it's funny because I'm not a technician. I've
Mm.
never installed a piece of HVAC equipment a day in my life. But taking the courses that we've created for you all, whether it be a Goodman course, a Mana course, or a Daikin course, I've taken those quite a few times to get a better understanding of, okay, what are we creating? And so I can speak to folks about it and tell them, this is what has been created for you that we've done with the partnership with Daikin, Goodman, and Amana to create these brand specific content. And so I've taken these courses, and I realized the other day that I've done this so many times that if I went into the field with a technician and they had to install a piece of the equipment, I would know exactly what to do because I've done it so many times. Now, from an electrical standpoint, with the wiring, everything, I would obviously need help with that. But just a basic installation, I could do it because I know the steps because I've done it so many times. And it just kind of goes to show somebody that is completely green, just doing that repetition
Mm.
would have a very strong understanding of the steps that Daikin requires requires their technicians to know how to do when they're in the field.
Yeah. Um, what are some other, ways that you see contractors utilizing the whole entire catalog? How are you seeing some companies implement this into their operation and really making it a part of their business?
Well, what they do is the pathing is huge. And so creating paths, I mean, we have courses that are a course that's what is HVAC? I mean, it
Mhm.
can start as green as you can get. And so the goal of that is if there's, a 19-year-old or even like a 30-year-old that's looking to just to make a career change, they can come in brand new, just as green as can be, and they have a path to start with. And that company can put them on this trajectory and create this training path for them and and understand that they're getting this knowledge while also shadowing folks and getting that hands-on training as well. And so creating these steps and these paths that we recommend, because we have quite a few that we offer already in our platform, but then we can also help with help from folks internally and folks like myself to just kind of recommend, hey, you can tweak these or you can create your own and customize things to make it fit more to what your culture is. And so just help them understand how the platform works and tweak it to what best works for them. So then they have the confidence that I'm assigning these folks to these paths. They're learning this information that I want them to learn. They're going to move on to the next step, and they can pretty much path out that they're starting here. And in 8 months, I feel pretty confident that this person could probably go and be on their own, and I wouldn't have to worry about them because they've gone through all of these steps and they've passed these trainings and these assessments that I know they're going to need to know to be successful. And so that's what our platform allows folks to do is track that
Mhm.
and also put these paths in place so it gives people a trajectory and an understanding of where they need to go. And on top of that, they have full access to other things too. So if somebody thinks to themselves, you know what, I'm actually pretty interested in plumbing.
Mm.
I can go and I can take the multiple plumbing courses that Interplay offers, and they can go in there and do that. I mean, I'll give a prime example of something that we've seen working in a lot of different industries as well as, with facilities maintenance specifically with like
Mm.
apartment complexes. Some of these technicians or these maintenance folks, they utilize it to maybe move into management where, or maybe there's somebody is, low on the totem pole and they're brand new and they want to become a maintenance technician. They have the full access of the platform to go in there and they can take 50 courses if they want to and grow that career path. And so, HVAC has been kind of a bread and butter for us for a long time. But as we expand and get into different industries and different trades, it definitely has a broader reach from what we want to bring to the table and just continue to grow that, grow the content and the platform itself to just make it more of an evolution that helps customers and dealers to better manage and grow their employees.
As we talk about VR,
Yep.
probably the other big tech topic of today is AI.
Yes.
You guys are doing some fun things with AI as well,
We are.
correct?
We are. We actually it's something that we implemented about a year ago and we're beta testing right now. And
Yeah.
so we've come a long way with that, but it's something that's pretty neat where it just allows us to have that aspect of just somebody, a feature or a tool in technology that is readily accessible that can help that person when they maybe be stuck in a course.
Mm.
And so they can access the AI feature, which we call SAM. And so they can access that and Sam can maybe give them some suggestions of where this question's going or some suggestions on what to look for, what they need to, how to answer that better to move them down the path of passing that course or get them unstuck. Maybe if they're in a situation taking content that they just may be unaware of and maybe kind of point them in the right direction. And so the goal is to just be a resource to help them continue on with those courses and gain that knowledge instead of feeling stuck and just frustrated.
So, I mean, we're continuing to see our engagement on our platform. It's growing every year. We doubled the amount of people that we have on the platform from the beginning of last year to the end of this
I'd say
year.
tripled actually.
So, I mean, we just seen a tremendous adoption as that's coming on. What are you guys seeing as a whole when you just take a look at your platform?
Oh,
Uh,
it's uh it's a lot. It's grown a lot. And the fact that, you branch out to different industries and different avenues of the trades, and just word of mouth and improving the platform, you get a lot of traction, you get a lot of promotion, and you just kind of see this snowball effect of just opportunity to help people in different industries where we'll get companies reach out to us that you're thinking to yourself, wow, actually it could help them. And so we need to let's see what we can do to adapt to that.
mm,
But from the standpoint of Daikin and your techs and your contractors, as things have evolved and as the catalog has evolved and just people getting a better understanding of what's available to them, you just kind of see it moving and just going in that direction. And I mean, I get contacted by dealers quite often and TSMs to help out their dealers and distributors, and it's pretty awesome to see because they're motivated to utilize the training, and the more it's promoted, the more they realize what they have, and once they get in there, they it's a cool feedback that you get because they didn't realize this is here, and when
mhm,
they do, they see the benefit of it, and it's pretty neat.
yeah. Um, any other things that you see kind of on the horizon as Interplay continues to evolve and grow? What are some of the fun things that you guys are working on?
Well, big stuff that we're working on now is a big evolution of our platform.
Okay.
And so from a content standpoint, we've been pretty fast and furious with content and then also growing and branching out with more custom content for our customers that can be just more, personalized. A lot of what we've done with y'all for years, a lot of other customers are starting to do the same thing because they see the value in that. From a standpoint of overall from our company, it's just growing that platform. So, enhancing reporting, more of like a dashboard that is kind of like a fluid dashboard kind of mentality where you can kind of see things real time or automatic assignment type
Mm,
situations, things that we work with our product team pretty closely with the feedback that we get from customers, and they put it into a roadmap and try to, figure out ways that this is going to able to work for the customer better and just kind of have this ever evolving piece of software that is going to grow with the customers that we work with and be able to service whether they're enterprise size customers. We're talking of thousands and thousands of employees that will be in there, or smaller SMB type customers that are 5, 10, 15 techs. It just spans the entire platform and an entire spectrum, and so we're able to have a better kind of a better platform that adapts to that. And so that's the goal, is just being able to just be a more evolving type of software and just keep growing it and make it better.
That's interesting. As I look at our uh, K through 12 schools today,
Hmm.
you're seeing textbooks are being eliminated at a very
Hmm.
fast pace, and more of the kids that are growing up, I would say kids that are starting in school right now, probably won't even know what a textbook is,
You're probably right. Yeah.
because they're getting Chromebooks.
Hmm.
And they're starting off with that. The schools are providing those, and they're moving forward with that technology. I'm hearing of schools technology people talking about starting to implement VR into the classroom in K through
Hmm.
12. So you're just starting to see that catch on. What I I'm guessing Doug has some predictions or some thoughts as he looks, and he's the CEO of your company,
Yes.
as far as what will the training in the trades look like 10, 15 years from now.
Well, I will say we do currently work with a lot of technical colleges and high
Mhm.
schools and libraries, and some companies, they kind of incorporate these um, type of programs within communities to kind of help folks have resources to put them down a career path where they may not have access to that in their normal lives. Maybe they can go to a community center or someplace where they can have that resource. And we work with a lot of facilities and programs like that. A lot of it, EDU sector is what we
Mhm.
kind of talk about, and workforce development also. And so we've grown that quite a bit over the last year, in fact. And it's pretty impressive to see that, because that's another aspect of the industry that we see that is just growing because of what you're talking about, where the benefit of VR to young folks, because they adapt to it so well,
Mhm.
and the ability to just be able to put that into these locations quite seamlessly, actually. There's probably some funding and things involved in the back end that I don't ever see, but it's there, and they're available to these kids to start getting more knowledge of the trades. And I think that's been a huge push, is getting younger folks more knowledgeable when it comes to the trades and the opportunities that are out there, because it is definitely a stable opportunity, and it's never going to go away. And being able to show them that and get them more adapted and interested in it based on the technology that we've created is huge.
I think that's the really big key. I talked to a couple of owners that have actually been taking the Interplay platform
Mhm.
to even job fairs,
Yep.
and they will have the biggest line at the job fair, because these people that are out looking for jobs just want to come and try out the
Yeah.
VR, and so they see, no, if I'm going and I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for a company that wants to invest in me, that
Hmm.
wants to help me grow. And it's not just today, it's no longer, hey, I want a job and a paycheck. People are looking for, what else are you going to do for me?
Yep.
In today, employees have choices. There's we know unemployment is very, very low, and so you as an employer have to have more in your package that you're able to offer, and training is one of those things. Development is one of those things.
Yes. And that's kind of goes back to, I mentioned before, the better careers, better lives
Hmm.
motto that we really try to stick to. And that goes right to that point, is if you can create opportunity for folks to have better careers and ultimately better lives to support their family, have career pathing that they know that this is an opportunity for me to go from here to here to here, and give companies the opportunity to provide that to their employees and have that passion to create that culture. That's a huge impact for folks, because I don't know about you, but I've been in jobs where it's dead end, and
Yeah.
you're going, where is this going? And so you look for something else. You look for opportunities that are going to give you the pathing or opportunities to grow and evolve and be a better person or better at what you do or something else. And so being able to provide that to companies and just have that impact is pretty huge.
Brett, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a phenomenal session. Do you have any last words of wisdom or thoughts that you want to share with our guests?
I would just say take advantage of the resources that are available to you. This day and age, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of resources that are there, and a lot of it, is free. And just utilize what's there and take advantage of that, because you can definitely capitalize on that, and it can really have a big impact.
If you'd like to learn more about just our relationship with Interplay, please go to the HVAC Learning Campus, and you can check out how you can create your own account and start using this today at absolutely no charge. And then you can also get more information about access to Interplay's full entire catalog on the HVAC Learning Campus. If you like this session, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, make sure that you click the follow button so you can be notified of all of the other upcoming episodes that we have. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next show.